Hey guys, Steve Welch, Beaman Toyota here in downtown Nashville. I just wanted to kind of do a video here. Most people know that Toyotas are safe cars. And to be really honest with you, there's not really an unsafe car out there. I mean, just the government mandates on things. There's a lot of things that you have to do to be able to sell a car in the U.S., so there's not really going to be an unsafe car. But what I wanted to show you is some of the reasons that Toyota, in my opinion, is the safest one out there. And one of the main reasons you're going to find out is what they do standard. So what Toyota does standard on a vehicle that you don't have to pay extra for, meaning that you don't have to like add an option to get it. So there's some things that you can add, like blind spot monitors, that it's not standard on every car. That type of stuff that you can add that's more of a convenience than a safety thing. Those things, I'm going to leave those out. What I want to show you here is everything that is standard on pretty much every Toyota in some version. So like the safety sense, we're going to talk about it. There's a couple different versions of it, but I'm going to show you what's standard on pretty much every Toyota that's out there. So this just happens to be the new Highlander, the 2020 Highlander. So and I'm just kind of walking around. I'm just going to kind of talk about some things. When you get around these vehicles, you're going to notice on every one of these cars, in the window, you'll have the Star safety system lined out, and it just says equipped with the standard Star safety system. So whether you get the base level, whether you get the top level, you have the Star safety system in this car. So what's the Star safety system? All right, because there's different safety systems on these cars. So, and like I said, I don't know of any Toyota that doesn't have this. I'm pretty sure this is standard across the entire line. There's a couple of, it may not be, and if it's not on anything, it wouldn't be on the FRS, the FRS would be one possibly, and then the Yaris IA is possibly different, but realistically, I think it's on every one of them. I'll have to be sure on that. I'll let you know if I'm wrong, but I think those two might have a different version. But realistically, so you have your safety system, Star safety system. And some people try to call it a 5-star safety system or a 6-star. There's 6 components to it, but it's just called the Star safety system. So what it is, vehicle stability control. So it prevents you from slipping sideways. So if you take a corner too fast or something like that, your wheels start to slip, it's going to try to help straighten you out. It works along with that the traction control as well. Traction control is one of those mandated things. I believe every car has to have it now if it's sold in the U.S. So pretty much what traction control is going to do is it's just going to try to keep you, you hit the gas, it's going to try to keep the wheels that are gripping getting the most power, and then limit what's slipping to try to divert power to the wheels that can actually move the car. So now something else that everybody knows about it, it's really granddaddy, anti-lock brake systems. Anti-lock brake systems are very easy to describe. You hit your brakes and you maybe you hit them in a panic, something like that, and it doesn't lock your tires up. It gives you that, and you can feel that pulsating on your brake pedal. So it's letting loose your brake pedal. A lot of people think that's only so that you can get extra grip. You roll the tire, you get a little extra grip. That's part of it. The other thing that it does is allowing the wheel to roll, because if that wheel doesn't roll and you turn that wheel all the way, one way or the other, the car's just going to slide in the same direction you're going. But as soon as it releases that wheel, allows that wheel to turn a little bit, so as it's pulsating, it's allowing that wheel to turn, it's going to allow you to steer around whatever the reason you're hitting the brake is. So that's really part of your anti-lock brake system. So it's one of the things that it wants to do. You also get something called brake force distribution. So brake force distribution is important because it makes the brakes on the front and the back, they're applied kind of equally based on your driving conditions. So so maybe you turn you're turning hard and your wheels are going at different levels and you hit the brakes, it's going to try to adjust things like that. It's also going to notice when you've got a fat guy sitting on one side and a skinny guy sitting on the other, and it's going to also try to adjust the force on the brakes based off of which parts of the vehicle are heavier or lighter, things along those lines. So now brake assist is one that's really good. So when you slam on the brakes, and they're all really good, but when you slam on the brakes in a panic, maybe there's a time where you flinch or something like that, you don't quite get the brake pedal pushed all the way down or something like that, but it's going to notice that you tried to panic stop, and then it's going to assist you to give you max braking in conjunction with all the other systems that we just talked about. So your anti-lock brakes, everything else, it's just going to give you max braking. So and then the last part of the Star safety system is your smart stop technology. Smart stop technology is very, very simple. If you press the gas and the brake at the same time, your gas is going to override your brake system. So basically speaking is, if you decide that for whatever reason that you want to ride with your foot on the brake, or if maybe your cell phone falls or something like that and jams the gas pedal down, as soon as you hit that brake pedal is going to override the gas. So it's going to allow you to come to a stop. So now I will tell you, this alone is pretty great for what you get. And like I said, it's on the base level all the way up on most of the Toyota vehicles. So that being said, you're not having to, like I said, pay extra for it or anything along those lines. So now what we've got that is that there's a few variations to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you here. I'm going to go ahead and start this. You've got the safety sense system here. Now this one is 2.0. Now what's the difference? I'll tell you the difference coming up here, but you've got, depending on when you bought your car, what year it is, you could have a different system in the car. So you've got Toyota Safety Sense P, Toyota Safety Sense 2.0, Toyota Safety Sense C. Those are all Toyota Safety Sense systems. So Safety Sense C was on your compact cars, but that's gone into at least the Safety Sense P now. But those are your older cars, and all it did was give you a dynamic cruise control, a lane departure alert, and your automatic high beams. That was pretty much what your Safety C did. That's really been surpassed now. So here's what we're going to say. So you turn your headlights to auto here, you have automatic high beams. So Safety Sense P, Safety Sense 2.0 is going to have automatic high beams for you. So automatic headlights, automatic high beams. Not all of them have the automatic function on the headlights, but they will all have the automatic high beams if they have Safety Sense P or Safety Sense 2.0. This right here, your cruise control, some of them start different, but they might have the little lever that's down here. Some of them have the button up top. Toyota seems to be moving a lot of them up here, so that could quite possibly be more of a wave of the future. But so you turn that on, and you saw that it said radar cruise active. Please pay attention to other vehicles. But what that's done is behind your emblem or below your emblem. So depending on the car that you have, and I'll kind of show you that here. I'll hop out and show you that, because this one's actually below because they're trying to get it to a certain height. So you have this one's actually in your emblem. So you have your emblem on this one. If you go to like the 4Runner, the 4Runner will actually have it below, so you'll have it in this general area because you're trying to get it to a certain height. Because what's going to happen is you're using this millimeter wave radar, and it's used for a few different things. So you're using the millimeter wave radar for your cruise control, and you're also using it for your pre-collision system. So the pre-collision system is, and I showed you how to turn on your cruise control, but I'm just going to tell you, your pre-collision system, what it's doing is it's watching for a person from 6'2" down to, I believe it's right at 3 feet that it's looking for. So it's not meant to stop for animals. It's not meant to avoid an animal collision or a deer or anything like that. I have been told by a couple people that it's worked on deer. but it's not meant to do that. It's meant to look for a person between 6 foot tall and somebody that's walking out in front of you, and meant to hit the brakes in the case that that's an issue. So it uses that to see that. Now, when you're doing the cruise control, you have that little dash that comes up there. So you've got, and I always kind of tell people car lengths are an arbitrary number, but realistically that's somewhere around 6 car lengths, that's somewhere around 4.5, that's somewhere around 3. Normally you don't really want to talk in car lengths because they're different. If you have 3 Highlanders, that's different than 3 Camrys or 3 Corollas. But just kind of giving you a rough idea on that. So but that is how you watch the radar cruise. What the radar cruise does is, if you're going, say, 70 miles per hour and the car ahead of you, and you have it set on cruise control at 70, the car ahead of you starts going 60, it's going to slow you down to pace that car ahead of you. Once they get out of your way or you get out of theirs, it's going to put you back up to where you have it set to. Also, if somebody was to cut you off, you would definitely be able to hit the brakes on that, or it would hit the brakes on that for you, and maintain that safe distance to the car ahead of you. That's your cruise control there. So now this is your lane departure or lane tracing. So in your Toyota Safety Sense P system, it did not have lane tracing. It had lane departure. So I'll tell you what the difference is, and it actually matters on this one because you technically have both of them. So if you have that cruise control engaged in this vehicle, then this becomes lane tracing, and you can always tell what you have because it'll say LTA, lane tracing alert. So what lane tracing does, watches the road edge, watches the car ahead of you, watches the lines, and it's going to try to help put you in the center of your lane. By putting you in the center of your lane, it's going to help to keep you safer and definitely try to mitigate any issues that you could have. Maybe you're not paying attention for whatever reason. Always pay attention, by the way. But if you weren't for whatever reason, it could actually help you to stay on the road rather than running off the road, and we all know what happens if you run off the road. So that being said, when the cruise control is not engaged, so it can be armed, but when it's not engaged, even though it still shows LTA lane tracing, it turns into the lane departure system. Now on your current Camry and a couple things Camry, let me think, I'll have to think if there's another one that still has the 2.0, but I know that the current Camry has that doesn't have the 2.0. I know the current Camry does not. Also know that the Tacoma does not. The Tundra does not have 2.0. So there's a few of them out there that don't have 2.0, and there's a couple good reasons for the trucks. But also your 4Runner does not have 2.0. Your 4Runner still has P. And P stands for premium, but just so you know, it doesn't stand for person. Some people think it stands for person. It stands for Toyota Sense Premium. And then you got 2.0. So back to what I was saying though. So when you either don't have the 2.0 or you shut this or shut your cruise control off, it becomes a lane departure. What the lane departure is going to do is it will watch both of those lines. You can kind of see how it shows a couple of lines up there. It will watch both of the lines as it sees them. Now keep in mind, if you go into a construction site, something like that, it doesn't have the lines there, it doesn't have a way to see it. But the 2.0 system will still try to watch the road edge to try to give you a little help, but and it'll watch that car ahead of you, try to give you a little help. But it's not going to be as effective. That's one of the reasons they say don't let it try to drive your car. If you take your hands off your steering wheel, it's going to usually alert you your hands are off your steering wheel. But in the lane tracing system, it's pinning you there. The lane departure system, it watches you come up to the line, and basically about the time that your wheels start riding the line, it will give you a beep, 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 and it will actually bump you back into your lane. All right, so it'll bump you back into your lane. And it will, if you don't correct it, don't grab it, it's going to pinball you side by side. So you're driving down the lane. You've got your hands on the steering wheel. Maybe you kind of dozed off, something like that. It's going to do this slight little hit to your steering wheel. Now, what I will tell you is on the lane tracing, it's a little bit harder to move than what it is with the the lane departure. So the lane departure, you could actually have it beeping at you all day long, and you can't even feel it tugging on the steering wheel if you've got a good grip on the steering wheel. It's not going to fight you if you kind of get off the beaten path there, and you're in control of it. And I will say too that the lane tracing and the lane departure are both disabled with this little lever over here, which is called the turn signal, which a lot of people don't realize vehicles still have these. So you can actually, you push it up for a right turn and you push it down for a left turn. So I know I need to do a special class on that for some people. Hopefully you guys aren't none of them, because you're looking at safety video here. So hopefully you're not the ones doing it. So I hope we can get a little tongue in cheek with that, and you understand that I was what I meant by the people that do not use their turn signal, and cause a little bit more of an issue, of course. So anyway, so kind of back to what I was saying. So that's part of that. So you also have your dynamic radar cruise control, your lane departure. You also have something called roadside detection. What the roadside detection will do is it will actually watch, and there's a camera that's up here in the back here, and I can show you from the front, but it will watch for, and I'll show you now, but it will watch for stop, do not enter, yield, and speed limit signs. And there's your camera that's up front there, right where the little cutout is there. But it will watch for those. That's also the same camera, by the way, that does the watches for headlights or brake lights for your automatic high beams, and what dims your lights when it sees those and brightens your lights when it doesn't see either. But back to what I was saying. I know I'm jumping around a little bit. I apologize for that. But so back to what I was saying. That's what you watch. That camera is what's watching your lines as well. So when you're driving down the road, that's the one that watches, and you cross it, beep beep beep, and brings you back over. So like I said, and I wanted to say this too, so there's some type of safety sense on every and let me hang on, I almost got out of there. The roadside detection is watched by that camera, and it puts the stop, the do not enter, the speed limit, and the yield sign somewhere on the dash, depending on which vehicle you're in. It puts it up there so you can see it, know what you're looking at, and be able to at least look down. Maybe you're unfamiliar with the spot and don't realize you passed a speed limit sign. It will have seen the sign and will have put it on the dash. That's on the 2.0 system only, not on the other system. So not on the P system, only the 2.0. So kind of, like I said, just trying to get us a little bit of a and like I said, I'm 100% off the top of my head here, just trying to make sure that I give you guys some information on why I really think Toyota is the safest vehicle out there. And like I was saying, pretty much every Toyota has some type of the safety sense system, and also has that star safety system for the most part. So Toyota's trying to make you as safe as you can be, and they're not making you choose between the price of the vehicle and the safety of the vehicle. Now, I will tell you this, and a lot of people ask me this, Toyota's, they're cost a little bit more than some of the competitors. Yep, sure do. They have a better resale value, they're safer vehicles, and they are better, and that is 100% biased opinion from me. But I am right. So, I mean, I just don't know anybody that builds more safety into their cars, more comfort into their cars, and more quality into their cars. Toyota cares. I can tell you that just from talking to them. All of our trainers, what they do to make sure that you guys can understand where the where the safety features are in your vehicle and how they work. And that's one of the reasons I'm making this video. I'm like I said, you should always read your safety manuals. You should always know how to operate your vehicle. Try these things out before you ever drive it. It's important to know where all the controls are on your vehicle. Obviously, most people realize seat belts is a safety thing. Airbags is a safety thing. Correct. And Toyota does better than anybody else when it comes to adding airbags to cars. There's, most of them out there have either 8 or 10 airbags in them now, including knee airbags that even protect you there. So Toyota's taking care of you, and they're doing the best they can to either eliminate wrecks, mitigate wrecks, or if you happen to be in one, trying to even make you safer. They also, on most cars, they're putting this in there, your safety system, your SOS button. That's that's free for usually the first year. After that, it's either $8 a month or $80 a year. That way you don't have to ride in one of these things that's going by right now. So let's just all be safe. You know, like I said, I know I'm rambling. I apologize for that. You guys will call me out for it. I know a lot of you out there don't do it. But definitely, please like, subscribe, put it in the if you have a comment, put it in the comment section. I'll respond to just about everybody. Only time I don't respond to you is usually if I don't see it. But I hope that I've showed you a few things on the safety here. If there's something that you guys wanted to point out on a safety feature that I might have forgot, feel free to do that. But like I said, I was trying to get just safety features that are pretty much on every car that's out there. I know there's blind spot monitors. I know that there's backup monitors. I know there's backup braking and stuff like that you can get. Those are options, standard in certain cars, but they're options. They're not in every car. I wanted to show you what's in every, like I said, pretty much every Toyota that's out there. It's not an option. You can shut it off, but you can't take it off. So it's on there. It's a safer car. It's going to help in your insurance. It's going to help in your safety. It's going to take care of your family. So it's important to me. It's important to you. Steve Welch, Beaman Toyota in downtown Nashville. I hope I've helped you out. Like I said, if you got anything to add to it, feel free to add to it. Keep those constructive, of course, because I like to try to make sure that everybody can benefit from that. So Steve Welch, Beaman Toyota in downtown Nashville. Take care of yourself. Like, subscribe. I sure do appreciate y'all. Have a great day. We'll talk to you guys soon.